Chapter 1. Dogtown, Colorado. The Black Hood had struck again in the small town of Dogtown, Colorado. This time, the Black Hood had robbed the general store at night, and he had made off with a good haul. The Denver newspaper story told how the thief had stolen a new Winchester saddle rifle, 5 boxes of ammo, some salted meat, and airtights of food, and some items of clothing. 5 bottles of premium whiskey and a box of expensive cigars were also taken by the thief. The general store in Dogtown is owned by a man named Russell Marx, and Will knew that Marx was the outlaw boss of Dogtown. The Black Hood had stolen the whiskey and cigars because they were probably Marx's private stock, and now the outlaw boss and his gang of hired killers would be out for blood. The Black Hood had rubbed salt in the wound by leaving a black hood on the front counter of the general store. The Black Hood had been robbing and insulting the outlaw gang in Dogtown for over a year now. Will Cannon looked out of the window of the passenger car at the cedar-lined hillsides and deep ravines. He was bound for the small town of Corral, Colorado, and that was as far as the train would take him. Tomorrow he would ride to the small town of Dogtown, Colorado. When he arrived in Dogtown, he was going to find out why anyone would want to name a town Dogtown. He was also going to find out if the outlaw boss of Dogtown, Russell Marx, was Blackman. Blackman and his gang of vicious killers murdered Will's family in Virginia several years ago. Will and his brother Joe were on the way back to the plantation when the Blackman gang struck. The war had just ended, and the Cannon brothers were not there to protect their family from the Yankee murderers. Will had stood over the grave of his wife and unborn child and sworn a blood oath that he would find and kill Blackman and every member of his gang. Will had missed Blackman by only 2 days when he was in Dallas, Texas, chasing down the murder-for-hire gang. Blackman was running the murder-for-hire gang in Dallas, but Blackman made good his escape. Blackman and his gang of vicious cutthroats had fled west, and Will hoped they had taken over the small town of Dogtown. The description of the outlaw boss, Marx, that Will had seen in the newspaper fit Blackman. Marx also had an Indian in his gang, and Blackman had an Indian named Grey Dog in his gang.